Paige Erickson. I work here at Pro Club in Bellevue. I'm going to walk you through just a little Pilates mat session today so that you can get some good movement in, because that's very important to staying healthy, and we want to promote that. So let's hop up. I'm going to use a tall mat here. So I'm going to hop up onto the mat, follow along. We're going to work our core muscles. We're going to focus a little bit on breathing. We're going to work your leg muscles as much as possible. I might be using a prop here, so if you want to grab a pillow or maybe a blanket folded up a few times, you can use that instead of, like, I'm going to use a ball. So you can use a pillow or a towel folded up a few times instead. All right, so let's begin. Let's start first with your heels together, your toes apart, and I want you to widen out your toes as much as possible here. I want you to feel the tripod of your feet. So the big toe mound, the little toe mound, and the heels are evenly weighted on the floor. And then I want you to take your hands like this, make a couple L's. You're gonna take your thumbs behind the rib cage, the fingers lay in front of the rib cage. And I want you to just take a nice big inhale through your nose. And as you inhale, I want you to feel your rib cage umbrella out to the side. So we take the inhale. And then as we exhale, I want you to tighten your lips and blow the air out as smoothly as possible. Try to keep the shoulders gently gliding down your back. And again, nice big inhale through the nose. And then exhaling out. And think about, I really want to hear your breath, so send it to me. Inhale through the nose. And exhaling out. Each time you exhale, make sure that you feel your abdominals pull up and in. We're going to try to keep this breath pattern going, so keep breathing. Inhale through the nose. Exhaling out. Beautiful. Now we'll add some movement to that. Take a nice big inhale, lift your arm towards the ceiling. Exhale, side bend over. Inhale, rise up, switch your arms. Exhale, side bend the other way. Good, inhale, couple more to each direction. Exhale, side bend, stretch. Try to make sure your hips don't shoot to the side. Inhale to lift, feel like you're going up and over, maybe a fence. Good. Inhale, lift up and over. Last set. Exhale, side bend. Good. Inhale, lift. And exhale, side bend over. Good. Now go ahead, lift both arms towards the ceiling. Nod your chin, and I want you to dive down towards the floor. Scooping into those abdominals. Maybe bring a soft bend into your knees. Good, I'm gonna turn sideways so you can see me a little easier here. Keep the belly button pulled up and in, and then tuck your tailbone, rolling up one vertebrae at a time, letting the back stretch. Let's circle the arms up over the head, and then dive down again, keeping the shoulders out of the ears, scooping into those belly muscles, soft bend in the knees, no locking out. Good, let your head be heavy for a moment. Maybe shake your head no a couple times. Maybe shake it yes a couple of times. Maybe do a couple circles in each direction. Good, just letting go of any tension or stress that you may have in your neck and shoulders. Okay, now we scoop the belly and begin to roll up one vertebrae at a time. This time we'll leave the arms down. I want you to bring your head up and then go ahead and gently roll your shoulders down and back. Okay, so now face me if you turned. We're gonna do a little bit of a leg warm up. So we're gonna call this our standing footwork. So keeping your heels together and your toes apart, toes nice and wide. I want you to squeeze your heels together, and I want you to feel that energy run right up the midline of your leg, right into your inner thighs, right up into your core, keeping the shoulders rolled back and down. And then we're going to rise up onto the toes without letting the heels separate. So this is great for balance. And then lower slowly back down. Try not to drop down. And then rising up and lowering down. Now, if you need help with balance, you can grab a chair. Just put your hand on that, maybe the back of the couch, maybe a railing, or really just don't lift up as high. Try to keep those heels touching though. If you'd like to challenge this, you can rise up and hold and look side to side. So I'm here, I'm gonna look over my left shoulder, go back to center, look over my right shoulder, good, back to center, and then lower the heels. Good. Okay, so maybe a couple more, just lifting and lowering. And I hope you start to feel that inner line in your leg. You should feel your glute muscles turning on too. Maybe even your hamstrings. And keep that abdominal pulling in. As we exhale, we'll lower back down. Very nice. So that should challenge you a little bit. Got some muscles warm in the legs. Let's take it a little next step. So we're gonna step the feet wide. We're gonna keep those thigh bones laterally rotated still. Keep the toes nice and wide. And then from here, what I'd like you to do is rise up onto the toes. Have your arms wherever they feel most comfortable. If it's on your hips, great. If it's down at your side, fine. Maybe it's hands together, that's fine with me too. Lower back down. So we're just lifting and lowering. So what we're doing here now is working our calf muscles a little bit more, maybe intensely this time. Also good for our immune systems to work those calf muscles. So rising up and lowering down, and then last time like this, and lower down. Now, let's do the opposite. So we're gonna keep the heels down, we're gonna work more of our legs up here. We're gonna lower down, make sure the knees stay in line with the toes. You're gonna come down into a little squat. Try to keep your heels on the floor. So if any of you are like me, I have really tight tendons, so this can be a little bit challenging. So go into a range where you know that you can hold good form. So try again, keeping those knees over the toes. Don't let them fall inward towards each other. Good. So we're down. Imagine your back is sliding down a wall behind you. And lower down. And up. Let's do 2 more of these. Keeping your core pulling in. Let's find our breath again. Let's inhale to lower. Exhale. I'll try to cue you as much on breath today as possible. It's a little hard when I'm talking. So you find a good breath pattern that'll work for you. Okay. So now let's go with putting those 2 things together. So what I'll have you do is I'm gonna have you lower down into your little kind of sumo squat, right? And I want you to lift one heel off the ground, then lower, then the other side. And we're just gonna alternate one side and then the other. What's not happening is our body is not going up and down, just the heel lifts. Lift and lower. You'll start to feel some heat in the legs and in your calf muscles. I'm getting a little shaky, I don't know if you could tell, especially on my left side. Very good, keep the core pulled in. Now, let's try both heels lifted at the same time. Down and up. Good. Keep breathing. Breathe where you need to. Try to keep the whole ball of the weight of your body on the whole ball of the foot, so you're not rolling onto those pinky toes or making those big toes heavier. Try to stay even. Okay. Here we go. Now, if we can, keep both heels lifted. Sink down a little further. Pulse it for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower your heels. Rise up. Quick little break. Shake out the legs. Perfect. Okay, so now let's try one more version. One for each side. So what I'm gonna have you do is lower down, holding this position, lift one heel. Good. So go ahead, take this heel up and you're gonna pulse downward. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Good. 3, 2, 1. Switch sides, don't go up. Here we go. 10, 9, 8. Pull the core. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Lower, rise up. Very nice. Hopefully by now your leg's still nice and warm. So let's make our way down to the mat. So you're gonna be lying down on your back. So I'll go ahead and do that as well. We're gonna start in our supine position. Nice neutral spine. So the crown of your head somewhere near your scapula and your pelvis should feel evenly as heavy on the mat to each other. There should feel like there's a little space under your low back and under your neck. We're gonna start with just doing some nice pelvic tilts. So keep those toes nice and wide. Keep your heels in line with your sits bones. You're gonna take an inhale, and as you exhale, I want you to pull your belly button up and in, and then use your oblique muscles to tilt your pelvis closer towards your nose. So you feel your low back like it's coming closer to the mat. And then inhale, tip your pelvis into that neutral position. And then as you exhale, scoop into the belly, tilt your pelvis towards your nose, lengthening the low back. Inhale back to neutral, and exhale, finding that imprint. That's what we call it when our low back is closer to the mat. Inhale back to neutral. And last time, let's exhale, hold that imprint this time. From here, bring one leg into a tabletop position and then the other. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Here's where if you wanted to use your towel or pillow to get some inner thigh work, you could place that right between the inner thighs below the kneecaps. So you can gently squeeze that ball, and then from here, you're going to keep the belly scooped and lower the legs down as far as you can maintain that position of your back. Exhale, pull those legs up. Inhale to lower. Exhale to scoop up. Very nice. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Let's do two more. And pull those legs up. This is a precursor to our ab series we have coming up here in just a little while. Good, now from here, can you lower the legs down without letting your back pull away from the mat? If you can't, get rid of that towel if you're using it, and then take one leg down and then the other, okay? So nice options there. Okay, so that should have helped warm up your low belly. So let's talk a little bit more about the upper abdominal. So I want you to feel like you're pulling the front of your rib cage together here. You're gonna lift your arms towards the ceiling. And from here, we're gonna scissor. So we're gonna take one arm back by your ears, the other one comes down by your side, and then exhale, pull both hands towards the ceiling. Imagine that maybe you're moving through water, so you can create your own resistance this way. Inhale, arms move away from each other. Exhale, arms pull up towards the ceiling. Inhale, arms move away from each other. Exhale, pull those arms up. Keep the front of the ribs pulled together. So make sure it doesn't feel like your back is at all pulling away from the floor or the mat that you're lying on. And then let's pause here with the arms up. Let's just take a few to the side now. So we're gonna inhale, widen out the arms, soft bend in the elbows, and then exhale, pull those fingertips towards each other. So it's inhale out to the side, and exhale, scooping those arms back in. So just a nice way to open up the front of the chest, especially if you're on something higher like me. Nice job. And then pull those hands up. Good, rotate the palms forward and bring the hands down by your side. Okay, continuing with our upper abdominals here. We're gonna inhale, nod your chin towards your chest. I don't actually want you to pick your head up off the mat yet. I just want you to feel the length in the back of your neck. And then return to neutral. So let's inhale, nod the chin. And then exhale, look towards the sky again to neutral. Inhale, nod the chin. And then exhale, return to that neutral position. Beautiful. Okay, so let's take your hands behind your head. You can place one hand on top of the other. Elbows are gonna stay wide. And what I want you to do here is, again, try to pull the front of the ribs nice and tight. Neutral in your low spine. And I'll have you lift your head just a little bit. I want you to push your hands and your head towards each other. So there's some nice energy there. And maybe your elbows rise just a little. You could see them in your peripheral vision. Then from here, you're gonna nod your chin. And then as you exhale, lift your head higher, feel the back of the shoulders lift away from the mat, and the tummy stay flat as you inhale here. And then exhale, roll it back down. So inhale, nod the chin, lifting up a little, putting the pressure between the hands and the head, and then flexing up. By no way should you feel like you're pulling on your neck. I just want you to feel your ab work more and not let the neck muscles get too tired. Inhale to roll down. And nod the chin. Exhale, peel the head and shoulders up. We're gonna inhale, stay here, keep your tummy flat. Exhale, roll back down. Okay, by now we should be ready for that 100. So here we go. All right, so let's go ahead and keep the hands behind the head. You'll nod your chin, peel your head and shoulders up. I have a bonus ab round for you. We're gonna actually do that here. So you're gonna inhale, reach your hands towards the ceiling. Exhale, bring your arms down and see if you can lift your chest higher. Draw your tummy flatter. Now inhale, lift the arms. Don't let your body fall down. Exhale. Inhale, lift. Exhale, squeeze. See if you can flex higher. 2 more. And lower. Last time. Good. Now go ahead, leave the arms at the side. Roll your head and shoulders down. Here we go. Find your imprint. So you're gonna exhale, tilt your belly button, inhale to prepare. Exhale, pull your belly button in and tilt your pelvis toward your nose. Good, once you have that, nice and stable in the low back, you're gonna bring one leg into that tabletop and then the other. Okay, if you wanna work those inner thighs, bow between those inner thighs. Nod your chin towards your chest. Peel your head and shoulders up off of the floor. Reach your fingertips as far forward as you can. Try not to let those shoulders pull up towards your ears. We're gonna start pumping your arms. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. Good. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 20. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you have something between your thighs, keep looking at it. Don't look at the sky. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm calling this 50. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 62, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe extend the legs out if you like. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 80. Almost done. Last set. Squeeze and pause. Pull your knees in, head and shoulders down. Woo. Ball out if you need to take one leg down at a time, or try to bring your legs down without letting your back pull away from that mat. Good job. Go ahead. We'll find this again later. All right, so from here, go ahead and stretch your legs out long on the mat. Arms reach towards the ceiling. We're gonna start here. So gently feel your armpits sliding down your side. You're going to move your fingertips forward, nod your chin, peel your head and shoulders away from the mat. Let's see if we can roll all the way up. Scooping the belly, drawing the navel in, reaching over towards your toes. Feel the crown of your head, your fingers and your feet, all reaching the same direction as your belly button reaches the other. Take an inhale, start your roll back down. Gently sliding your armpits down your side. And exhale when you need to finish. Now, if you're finding that this move is a little too big for you, then we can make it a little bit smaller. So if you need, you can come on up to a seated position. Let's have everybody get here with me. Now, if this feels comfortable for you and you want to keep doing this, go ahead, keep going. For those of you that need a little extra help, here we go. So you're gonna bend your knees, fingertips forward. Exhale, tuck your tailbone and roll back. I only want you to roll back as far as you know you can get out of this. So if it's here, great. Nod your chin, you're gonna curl forward. Inhale to sit up tall. Exhale to tuck the tailbone and roll back. Scooping into the belly. Holding a nice capital C shape in your spine. Nod your chin and round forward. Sitting up nice and tall. If that feels a little too easy, find somewhere in the middle of the two. So maybe your legs are a little straighter. Maybe you roll back further. wherever it is. If you need to put your hands on your side to help you walk up, that's totally fine too. Just want you to move and use your abdominal muscles. So from here, let's have everybody roll all the way back down, arms at your side. Scooping into those abdominals, I want you to bend one knee in towards your chest. Just take a moment and hold behind that leg. And you're going to stretch your leg towards the ceiling. And for some of you, this might feel very tight. So, I know for me, it feels a little tight even. So just keep holding here. And I want you to flex and point your ankle 3 times. And as you're doing this, flexing and pointing, and then ankle circles, so 3 in each direction. As you're doing this, I want you to draw your abdominals in. So you're kind of gathering together your core muscles. And then from here, pause with your leg reaching towards the ceiling. And then without letting your leg move, if you can, bring your hands back down to the table here. So this is just a nice way to stretch the back of the leg. All right, so from here, 5 tight circles in each direction. So we're gonna 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause, switch, go the other way. 5, 4, 3, 2. Keep this leg pressing down. 1, pause, and then very slowly stretch that leg down towards the mat. Scooping into the abdominals. You'll find that your seat will engage at a certain point. Stretch that leg, keep stretching it down, down, down. Where's the mat? Where's the mat? Once you get that heel all the way down, you should feel like that leg you just circled maybe feels a little longer. So now let's even it out. So first I want you to bend your knee in towards your chest. Hold underneath of that side. You're gonna extend the leg in the air. Good, so from here, flex and point your ankle 3 times. Hopefully this will start to loosen up the back of the leg a little bit. 3 ankle circles in each direction. Again, you're gathering your core together here. And then pause, go the other way. My ankle circle this way is really challenging for my brain. Okay, so then from here, stabilize that leg, keep the core pulled in. Arms back down by your side if you can. So if you find that having your legs straight during these is just too much for that hamstring and this muscle's going crazy, go ahead and bend this knee as you do your circles like this. So you're more in a tabletop position. You should still feel the thigh bone rotating around in the hip socket. Okay, so I'm sure you've done 5 in that direction. We're doing 5 in the other. And then we're gonna try to make this second leg as long as the first leg. Okay, so from here, go ahead and lower that leg down, nice and slow. Here you're scooping into the abdominals. You're resisting gravity as you stretch that leg down all the way. Go slow here, slow as you can. Keep those arms pressing down. Stretch those legs out nice and long. Good. Okay, so from here now, let's go ahead and bend the knees. Hold underneath of your thighs, nod your chin, and come on up to a seated position. Okay, so from here, let's do a little bit of our ab series with a prop today. So again, if you have a ball, great. If it's a pillow or some folded up towels, that's fine too. What you're gonna do is use that prop and you're gonna put it just below your shoulder blades. So you're gonna place it there, and I want you to feel like your abdominals are really pulled in towards that ball. So from here, we're gonna do our single leg stretch and our double leg stretch. So you're gonna stretch one leg out, fingertips reach forward, armpits sliding down your side. On your exhale, you're gonna pull that knee in. Inhale, stretch out. Exhale, pull that knee in. Inhale, exhale. See if every time you pull your knee in, if you can lift your chest a little closer to that thigh. Let's do one more. Good. Now lower that leg down. Switch to the other side. We'll start with the knee bent in. Inhale, stretch out. Exhale, pull that knee in. You should feel some heat in the belly. Squeezing the abdominals. Make sure your shoulders are behaving. No shoulder earrings, people. 2 more. Last time. Good, pull that knee in. Lower your leg down. Go ahead, take your hands behind your head. We're gonna inhale over that ball or pillow or towel. Just finding a nice stretch in the upper abdominals. Now nod your chin. On your exhale, I want you to just lift to a neutral position. So it feels like a nice line between your head and your tailbone. Inhale, extend over the barrel or ball or whatever. Nod your chin, exhale, find neutral. Inhale, moving into that extension. Nod your chin, flex up. Last time, inhale. And exhale, flex. Good. So that's the flex to neutral. Let's inhale, extend over your prop. Nod your chin. This time we're gonna exhale, flexing up into flexion. So keep that flexion. Stretch, let's stretch one leg out. On your exhale, you're gonna rotate this time towards that bent knee. Inhale, center. Exhale, rotate, high. Try to keep the lift in your upper body. Try not to let the torso fall as you rotate. Let's do one more. Inhale, return center. Lower that leg down, bring the other leg up. And stretch that leg out. Exhale, rotate. Feel that, you'll probably feel your upper abdominals the most in this. Try to keep that flexion. Let's do two more. Last one. Lower that leg down. Oh, now without letting ourselves go into extension, see if you can roll all the way up. Oh, good. Without momentum, that's the hardest part. Whew. Sit up nice and tall. Bring your hands down by your side. Move your prop off to the side as well. Pick your bottom up and scooch forward just a little bit. Let's do a little balancing and rolling. So, I want you to hold underneath of your thigh bones. You're gonna tuck your tailbone and curl back just onto that flat part behind your sit bones. You're gonna bring one leg up to that tabletop and then the other. We're gonna do our rolling like a ball. So from here, if for any reason you should not be doing rolling exercises or going inverted, this is what you're gonna do, but so good for everybody. So we're all gonna start with it. So we're gonna inhale to prepare. On your exhale, I want you to tilt your pelvis, roll back, create some pressure between your hands and your thighs, like you are working your abdominals to stretch away from your thighs, and then take the hands off, use your abdominals and pull back to your starting point. Hands under here, exhale, tilt, curl back, hands off, use those abs to pull back in together. We roll back, and then scooping forward. We roll back, and scooping forward. Now, if you're finding this is just challenging enough, you can stay here. If you want to challenge your balance and find a nice massage along your spine, join for rolling like a ball. Keep your eye gaze downward. Feel as if you're gonna put your ears between your knees. You're gonna inhale, roll back to the bottom of the shoulder blades. Exhale, roll up to balance pose. Inhale, roll back. Exhale, find that balancing pose. Inhale, roll back. Good. If you're noticing your shoulders rising up towards your ears like mine just were, slide your armpits down your sides, reset, it's always okay. Inhale, roll back. Exhale, find that balance pose. Let's do two more. And last one. Now, if you were doing the first version or the second version, I want you to pause here for just a moment. I want you to rotate your thigh bones out and pull your feet back towards your nose. So keep holding here. I want you to see if you can open up your chest now, but keep your belly scooped. Extend one leg out and hold it there. Bring that leg in. Let's try the other side. And return. Now you can keep your hands here if you want. If you want to challenge a little bit more and get a bigger stretch, you can hold just above the ankles. So we stretch out. Let's just point both toes, it'll look prettier.
Bring those heels together. And then the other leg. Good. Now from here, can we try both legs out together? Keep the belly scoop, keep the chest open. Here we go. Both legs go out to the side. Scooping into the abdominals, holding this balance pose. Point your toes. Good. Just breathe. Let's take that 3 nice deep breaths. In through the nose. And exhale. 2 more. Last one. Bring your legs together. Sorry, let's do a reset on that one. Okay. Whew. Okay, so we're gonna go out to here. Good, we got a nice deep breath. And pause. Go ahead, bend the knees, bring the heels back in. Bring the knees together, set the feet down. Let's stretch out those legs. All right, so one time, go ahead and roll all the way down to the mat. And let's just stretch the body. So take the arms, maybe make an X with your body. So arms are reaching towards opposite corners and so are legs. And then maybe we stretch one side and then the other. And then we'll come on back up. Let's bring the legs together. Let's see if we can't make a nice transition here. Bring your hands by your side. Oh, I'm kidding. All right, so we will take 2. We will do our teaser pose next. So we're gonna start with the arms reaching towards the ceiling, scapula nice and firm on the table. From here, you're going to start to move your fingertips forward. Nod your chin towards your chest, and as you begin to roll up, let's see if you can float the legs up off the mat. Opening your chest, find that balance pose, and then curling down. Now, it's okay if you need to start in a tabletop position to go into teaser from tabletop, or you can bend your knees on the way up as well if you need to do that. So let's do one more teaser pose. So starting with your arms reaching towards the ceiling, nod your chin towards your chest, start to move your fingertips forward, scooping into the abdominals, and as you begin to round up, floating the feet up off of the table. Sometimes teasers are like pancakes. The first one doesn't always turn out as well. Second one's usually better. And from here, roll down, scooping into the belly, finding that flexion. And as you roll down, watch your feet come all the way down to the mat before you let your head and shoulders rest all the way. Let's bring your arms by your side. We'll do a nice opposite of that, a nice little hip extension. And then we'll go into our push-up. So we're gonna bend your knees. Okay, so from here, if you want the prop again, you can place it between those inner thighs. I'll start with it, and then probably remove it halfway through, just so you can see both ways. Okay, so your heels are in line with your sits bones, your toes are nice and wide. Make sure you feel that tripod of your feet again, just like in the beginning of the lesson. So you're gonna gently squeeze onto that prop. Arms are pressing down. Take your inhale. As you exhale, I want you to squeeze your seat and lift your hips up off the floor. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, squeeze and lift. Inhale, lower down. If you need some tactile cues, you can use your hands here, right on the thigh bones, the hip bones, so that when you lift, it feels like your hips are staying level. Squeeze your seat. Good. All right, so this time I want you to stay in that bridge. I want you to roll onto one toe, the heel lifts, lower down, and then the other side. So this works with the prop between your inner thighs. If you find that distracting, just go ahead and get rid of the prop and keep going. So we're just lifting and lowering one heel at a time. We're trying not to let the hips move at all. Keep breathing, keep scooping the belly. Okay, now let's speed it up a little bit. So you have one heel lifted, one heel down, and then switch in mid-air. And you're gonna keep alternating one side and then the other. You're gonna feel your hamstrings, hopefully your calf muscles as well. And let's go for 3, 2, 1. Lower both heels, and then bring your hips back down to the mat. And then let's do one version 3 times on each leg. So doing things one side and then the other body, let me start over. So sometimes doing things one side and then the other can really show you where you have differences in your body. And that's always good to know. So we're gonna do this hip lift. I like this version. It's kind of a figure 4 stretch. I like it because it feels good. It's a little stretch in my glute. And I also feel like I'm getting my other glute really working. So you might find that one side feels easier than the other, and that's fine. All right, so from here, on your exhale, you're going to squeeze your seat, lift your hips. Inhale, lower, tap the table. Exhale, lift. So again, you can have your hands here. Make sure that the hip bones are staying level. The front of the pelvis staying level. Again, I like this because it feels like I'm stretching and working at the same time. Also make sure when you do this that your working leg isn't pushing outward. And then you're gonna lower down, switch sides. Again, one side might feel different than the other. That's okay, but maybe now you know, hey, I need to work one side, maybe a few more reps than the other side. Okay, so we got our hips down on the table. We've got, maybe your fingers are resting on the front of your pelvis, or they can be here, whichever feels best. Widen out those toes. Take your inhale, exhale, squeeze and lift. Inhale, come down. Exhale, squeeze and lift. Good. Try to keep even weight in that tripod. Sometimes I notice that I like to roll either all the weight into my heels or onto the outer edge of my foot. So really try to stay even in that tripod of the foot. Big toe mound, little toe mound, and heel are all trying to stay evenly weighted. And we're gonna come down, good. And then go ahead and hold underneath of that thigh and just bring yourself on up to a seated position. And let's do our push-up. So I'm gonna have you guys all stand up. Okay, this is our final exercise in a traditional mat class. So here we go. Toes are pointing forward. Widen out those toes, just like in the beginning of class. And from here, you're going to lift up onto the toes, lower the heels. So as you're lifting, you're really pulling these abdominal muscles up and in, really feeling the engagement all the way from the inner thighs to the glutes to the core muscles. Lower back down with control. Now from here, you're gonna nod your chin. You're gonna roll down towards the mat. Try not to send your hips backwards. Keep a soft bend in your knees. If you need to send the hips backwards though, that is okay. We're just trying to focus on those core muscles a little bit more. Okay, so from here, I want you to take 4 steps outward. I want you to be nice and smooth with it. Try not to transition your weight too much from one side to the other. Okay, so feel your hands and your toes pulling towards each other. If you need to lower down to your knees, that is fine. All right, so pull those glute muscles on, pull your abdominals in, lower down, elbows brush the rib cage. Exhale, press up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Last time. Keep that nice plank position. Good, now you're gonna lift your hips toward the sky and start your walk in. And again, try to avoid a big shift from one side to the other. And then from here, keep your balance. You're gonna roll up, keep a soft bend in your knees. Once you get up to neutral, your eye gaze is forward. And 3 more heel lifts. So you're gonna rise up onto the toes and lower down and lift. Feel those glute muscles engaged just a little. Keep those hips in neutral. Last time, lift. And lower. And for just a few moments before you end the lesson, let's just take a nice deep breath. So breathing in through the nose. Rolling the shoulders down and back. Exhale. Blowing out as much air as you can. Inhale through the nose. And exhaling out.
Last time, inhale through the nose and exhaling out. I hope you feel a little more lifted through the core. I hope you get a chance to maybe take a nice walk outside. Hopefully it's not raining. Or maybe you get to do this lesson outside. At any rate, thank you for joining me. I really appreciate you all. Have a great day. Thank you.